When I was about 10 or 12 years old is when I first was introduced to the gospel message to where I could understand it. You know, I grew up in church, going to Sunday school and all that, and hearing Bible stories and, you know, Daniel and Zacchaeus and his tree and those kind of things. But I never really understood the gospel message until I was about 12. Ironically, that's about the same time I was introduced to the ukulele. I don't know if that was coincidental or just how things work. God's timing, whatever you want to say. But it did happen about the same time period. And after I understood the gospel message, gospel songs became much more important to me. They just weren't a song to sing at church. It was a message about Jesus. It was a message about faith. And then growing up, understanding the gospel, even as a teenager in our youth groups, we would have sing times, sing-spirations, in which we would get together and sing these songs. And it was an act of not just spiritual learning time, but it was also a social activity. Much like bluegrass music has become a social activity for bluegrass pickers and players. The difference being is that gospel songs hold that spiritual message. And just like when people would gather around the piano and sing songs to each other, and even in their work situations they might sing songs together, gospel music holds a deeper meaning than just another song. I also think it is its own genre. You know, now much of church music mimics or emulates contemporary music that's on the radio. And I think if you were to go back historically, in the 1920s when there was flapper music and Tin Pan Alley that I also love, there weren't hymns that sounded Tin Pan Alley. The church wasn't trying to emulate the sounds on the records. They were writing their own style of music. And there are a few instances, of course, when some songs borrowed tunes from the contemporary society, but there aren't very many. They wrote songs that fit the message of the words. They didn't worry about contemporary society, at least not the way I see it happening today. Youth groups used to have sing-spiration times where they would take spiritual songs, scripture songs, hymns, and sing them as a social activity. It wasn't just a solemn church event. It was a time of fun. And I hope that these song sheets, this website, can become a tool that can make singing, whether it's in your home or whatever situation it may be, a fun activity. I also hope that the song sheets can be a time of introduction to people who aren't familiar with the hymns, and perhaps along the way I'll learn new songs that are suggested to me, because we all have different experiences in our spiritual life. And you may have grown up in a different church background and may know hymns and songs that were special to you as a young person or even now, and perhaps you'll suggest them. And I'd like to learn them. If they support Scripture supports them, if they have a spiritual lesson, a true gospel song, if they support Jesus' teaching, I'm all for learning new songs that fit in that gospel and hymn genre. That's what this site is all about. Pete and I are really hoping that we can be used as a tool to share gospel songs with people. And whether it's new or old, hopefully our songs will be able to, our arrangements will be able to help people. And as far as the ukulele, it's a fun instrument. It can be very simple. And most of these hymns are just 3 and 4 chord songs. And so they're not going to be very strenuous to play, but they may be spiritually challenging because the songs do, and many times, challenge us in our spiritual walk.
Hey, howdy, hey, everybody. I got a question for you. Question is, do you know the name of that song? Do you need a second? Hang on a second. Okay. The name of that song is Just As I Am. And chances are, unless you're my age or a little younger, you probably never heard the song unless you're very active in a small church. These are gospel songs. It's a gospel song. And I grew up in the southern part of the United States. It's called the Bible Belt. And we'd go to camp, and we'd go, people and friends, and go out camping and have campfires. And we'd all sit around and we'd sing gospel songs. Didn't have an instrument or anything, and it wasn't a church camp. The songs were so prevalent, that's what you did. I mean, I'll Fly Away, Do Lord, all these old songs like that. People would just sing them like crazy. Well, it's going by the wayside. And I have a passion for those old gospel songs. Now, let me tell you why a lot of the younger people haven't heard the songs. The reason is because the newer churches and the bigger churches tend to use worship music instead of the old gospel songs, or pulling out a hymnal for everybody to sing. And that's to encourage young people to come back into church. I'm good with that. I don't have a problem with that. But the only problem I do have is a lot of these old songs that I absolutely adore, nobody's singing them anymore in churches. So I got together with my brother Ukers Brown, say that 3 times. Got together with him, and we're trying to form a page to preserve all these old gospel songs, a place where people can go, and they can go to our website, and they can download the songs for free, and they can sing them with us, and they can learn how to sing them and sing them with other people. We're starting a Whisper campaign, and the Whisper campaign is about gospel music. It's also about God. I tell you right now, I am a Christian. I love the fact that a lot of these old songs will lead people to being Christians too. I think that's what they're for. It's what it's about. It's not only to sing about God, it's to bring people to God. And I hate that they're going by the wayside. So that's what this little page is going to be about. If you get a chance, visit our webpage at brotherukers.weebly.com and see what we're all about. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a good day. Hope everything's going your way. God bless you.